How's it going, everybody? I'm Brooks.
I'm Joe.
And this is another episode of Cantina Reviews Barside Chats.
And today, we are talking about the DCEU.
Just so odd.
I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
So for any befuddled listeners, so the other day was like a huge shitstorm on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I follow like a whole bunch of superhero nerd pages and podcasts and stuff, and like the big thing.
Weird?
Huh?
I was like, that's weird.
As weird as it is, yeah. As surprising as that may be.
Mm-hmm.
We apologize for the crickets. They're probably going to be picking up.
Yeah.
But anyway, the big rumor going around was that Henry Cavill had been fired from Superman. Mm-hmm. And they were actually, the rumor was that they were going to recast Michael B. Jordan, a.k.a. Killmonger.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the basketball player.
They were going to recast Michael Jordan as Superman. Turned out that was like a whole bunch of hoopla. And based off of a strange Instagram post from Henry Cavill with that music playing and him holding up a Superman figure. And that little sticker in the corner, I believe, is like Killmonger. It seemed that it was all just a ploy to see what the fan reaction would be. Mm-hmm. And I will say, like, despite the lukewarm to bad reactions to these DCEU movies, there were a lot of people that were upset of the idea of recasting him. Because I feel like a big majority likes him in the part and just believe that he just hasn't been given a good movie to work with yet.
Right, like he just hasn't been given the best opportunity to showcase it.
Right.
Huh.
Yeah, which leaves us wondering still, are they going to do a Man of Steel 2? Like, what's going on? Mm-hmm. Originally, there was supposed to be a 2-part Justice League movie. That didn't happen. Mm-hmm. Aquaman's coming out at the end of this year still, but there are rumors that the Cyborg movie will be canceled, and who knows what's going on. There's this Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix that is not a part of the DCEU, a Joker origin movie.
Why are they
that's
doing
just
this?
separate. There's some pictures came out today, actually.
Oh my god. They just need to stop.
And regroup?
Yeah, they just need to... Like we were just talking about, like, where they're gonna erase, like, 3 or 4 of the movies and just keep, like, Wonder Woman or whatever it is. It's
so that's not official. That's, someone's...
I what they should do.
Someone said that. So this was, a Screen Rant. Screen Rant proposes, in an article I just saw as I looked this up, just remove the Snyder movies from the canon of the DCEU and go. Which would leave you with, what, Wonder Woman and Suicide Squad? And then Aquaman?
Suicide Squad, did that really count?
Well, they want to do a second one, supposedly.
Yeah.
And the Gotham City Sirens or whatever. With the Harley Quinns. With Harley Quinns? With Harley Quinn?
Harley Quinns?
Oh, and Shazam's coming out. I keep forgetting. That actually looks like it could be fun. For once. And Wonder Woman 2. That would be so weird to just erase the foundational movies from your universe. It'd be like if they were like, let's erase Iron Man 2 because it wasn't that good.
Yeah, exactly. Like in Star Wars, it's like, yeah, let's just get rid of the prequels completely.
Yeah.
I was at the gym the other day and I caught the last probably maybe 20 minutes of Batman vs Superman.
Yeah.
And I think I got the gist of the whole movie in 20 minutes. Like, you know, maybe I don't need to watch the 3-hour uncut whatever.
I did watch the 3-hour director's cut.
That's crazy.
And it, believe it or not, it does make a lot of plot points and it makes sense. Not that the plot points are really like crucial to the story at all.
Like driving.
But like they do make things make sense, and like the studio version like had rearranged some scenes into different orders that didn't make a lot of sense. So yeah, I'd say the director's cut was definitely an improvement, but it's still like, oh, do I really want to watch a 3-hour movie called Batman v Superman where they fight for 2 seconds?
Yeah. Well, especially since you had already seen the normal one.
Yeah.
Like I can't even muster up enough like willpower to like go to the gym. let alone watch 3 hours of a movie I already spent 2.5 watching.
Yeah.
Another one. That was terrible.
Well, I did it.
Yeah,
out of pure curiosity.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Hats off to you. Yeah, I saw the last 20 minutes, and I was like, I know what this movie is.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's just a whole lot of build-up and a whole lot of things not making sense.
Mm-hmm.
They fight for about 10 minutes, and then it's really just about them fighting Doomsday in the end.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman shows up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about it. I mean, realistically, what should they do?
Just do it all again.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you can't just keep, like, Wonder Woman and Suicide. Like, you can't keep a few movies. You gotta get rid of all of them.
Well, yeah, they couldn't, like, that, again, that's Screen...
Keep her as Wonder Woman.
Right.
But redo it.
That's Screen Rant proposing that idea. Mm-hmm. That wouldn't make any sense. They can't do it. They can't actually
you can't get rid of, like, just a few of them.
So, like, they keep it all... I mean, their only real option is to just soldier on.
Yeah, and hope it gets better.
I think, like, I mean... Obviously, you have to diversify the directors, which I think they're starting to do. Mm-hmm. We have James Wan doing Aquaman, who I believe is if I'm not mistaken, is more known for horror movies. Yeah, Saw, Annabelle, Insidious, The Conjuring.
Yeah, so you should really make Aquaman. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it makes total sense.
What are they doing?
And here we have for Shazam, which I do enjoy the trailer for. It looks like it's more of a wow, this is pretty funny actually. So it's David F. Sandberg, who has 3 feature films, and one of them is Annabelle Creation. That's his last movie. Bringing in all these horror guys to do these. Shazam looks like it's like a lighthearted, fun movie.
Or maybe they're trying to do like comedians and like serious roles. Maybe they're doing
horror directors
and actors in superhero movies.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Patty Jenkins is staying for Wonder Woman, which again she did a fine job with the first one. Everything else is TBA. They have. I mean, according to Wikipedia, we're supposedly getting Cyborg, Green Lantern, and The Flash in 2020.
Great.
I doubt it.
Can't wait.
There are rumors already that the Cyborg movie is getting canceled. Mm-hmm. I guess they're banking on seeing how Aquaman does. I don't know. And Shazam.
Well, isn't it The Conjuring? That's like a few movies, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like just with that label?
Yeah.
So what if this was just another one of them?
It's a Conjuring movie?
Conjuring. Aquaman. The Conjuring.
Crossover universe.
The Conjuring. The Nun, or whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Well, then, so to add on to the fact that, like, the idea that they might lose Henry Cavill, it seems like they've been talking about this forever, and nothing has really come of it, but they claim Affleck is going, and he is not staying as Batman.
Huh.
So if you would lose Affleck and Henry Cavill,
what do you
that would be so strange. It would feel so weird to have those movies where those actors are no longer in it.
Yeah. It's kind of like when War Machine was different in the original Iron Man.
Right, you still remember that. And in retrospect, in a 20-movie franchise, it's so insignificant. Mm-hmm. You still remember, though.
Yeah,
but now you have the characters that started the franchise, and the actors are going to be different.
Right.
Over the course of just a few movies.
Yeah, as opposed to, 20 movies, and he's not really a main character. But he's still, he was different.
Well, and what's interesting is, so originally Affleck had a script for the Batman solo movie, and they weren't going to go through with it. Mm-hmm. They're not going through with it. It's not his movie. And, some inside sources and inside people that were working on it claimed that it was a great story. Mm-hmm. And I think the idea was that the fans would have loved it, but the studio wants to do studio things and do Justice League. How Justice League was. Yeah. A CGI mess.
I don't think it's ever going to be like Marvel.
Right.
And I think that's the issue, is they want it to be so bad.
Yeah.
And I just don't think it's going to happen. You can't touch it.
Well, it's like they should have just started slowly.
They should, taking their time.
Like Marvel did.
Yeah, built the base, Instead of coming out with Batman vs. Superman kind of right off the bat, and another group movie with Suicide Squad, your first off movie was Superman, which no one really gave a shit about, and then Wonder Woman, which
well,
was great.
Well, it's like Superman, like people could have gave a shit about, but it was like this dark, bleak.
Yeah, just a terrible.
And then like now looking back at it, people are like, oh, Man of Steel was great. Man of Steel was great. It's like no, it wasn't.
Yeah,
but then what was so strange, like going right into Batman v Superman and killing off Superman in the second movie of the franchise before he even meets the Justice League. I mean, Doomsday killing Superman is like a massive storyline that, if done right, could have been really great.
Yeah.
But usually that comes at the end of Doomsday beating the crap out of the whole Justice League, and Superman has to sacrifice himself because it is the only way. Now, like, he sacrifices himself at the end where with Batman, who hated him 15 minutes ago, Wonder Woman, who'd literally just met him, and a public that is kind of iffy on him.
Yeah.
Instead of just doing a proper Man of Steel 2 and then getting people into the character more. Like, if you wanted to retcon how Superman was and make it not so dark, they could have just done Man of Steel 2 and lightened it up. Get you really into him. And realistically, do a Batman movie, do a Flash movie, do a Wonder Woman movie. And so you're anticipating the team up. You want the team up. That's how Avengers was back then.
Yeah, it's like you wanted them all to get together.
Right, you couldn't wait to see them all on the screen together. And that's what they jumped the gun on, like the anticipation. And like Doomsday could have been Justice League, the movie.
Yeah.
That whole storyline and Superman dying in Justice League 2 could be the aftermath of that and coming back. And they just...
I just feel like when I watch these movies, it's just, I get, like, you're immediately given the tone of the movie.
Yeah.
And it's not fun. And, like, I don't want to, like, I sit there and I'm like, this feels heavy.
Yeah.
And I'm not in the mood for this right now. You know what I mean? Or it's like the Marvel movies, I can sit there and it's fun, it's moving, there's dialogue. Instead, I feel like when I watched Justice League, they're staring at each other for a good port, and they're just lightly talking to each other in a super high contrast like look. It's very dark and very light.
Well,
like,
because it was a very dark movie, and they came in and they oversaturated it to try to fix it.
Yeah,
like the original shots of it were like so gray and rainy, and you know, it's Snyder, what he had been doing. He had set a tone for these movies that he was trying to stick with. Yeah, I don't know why it has to be so grim and so bleak. You know.
Yeah.
And again, like to just kind of jump that gun and just get right into Batman vs Superman, when instead you could have just rebooted the Batman universe.
Yeah.
Because you have so much to work with that hasn't been touched yet.
Oh, yeah.
There's a whole slew of Batman movies, but there's just still so much that hasn't been seen on screen. I mean, if you're gonna have Batman fight Superman, we should at least know the Batman for a movie.
Yeah.
Not just meet him now. You know. Give him a reason to really want to fight Superman.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just every time I've watched these movies, I just like lose interest so fast. To where I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I don't quite care that much. Like, why do I care right now?
Yeah.
Like, tell me why I care.
Yeah.
Because we're watching Justice League. Half an hour in, I'm like, what is happening? It's like, what's going on? Like, it's like scenes are happening. And you're not sure how or why, but they're just happening.
Everything, these movies so far, they just feel like a scene. And
exactly.
There's no real interconnectedness to them. Right. Batman v Superman especially was like that, where it was just like scene.
And like, where are we?
And all the connecting parts that made it make sense were in the extended cut.
Of course, yeah. But yeah, I feel like that's what happened.
But you shouldn't have to watch an extended cut of a movie for it to be good.
Yeah, over 3 hours just to make it a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like I watch these now, and I'm like, how?
And it's a shame.
How are we here?
It's a shame because I would love for them to be good. I was a fan of the Justice League cartoons and the Batman animated series and like stuff like that.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
But it's like they're just doing a terrible job with it.
Right.
Yeah, DC, like, unless it was the Batman movies, like, they've all just been bad.
Oh, except for Wonder Woman.
Right.
And like that was like a case where they just let a director do their own thing because they thought it wasn't going to be their big one. They're like, Justice League is the big cash grab, and then it turned out everyone really liked Wonder Woman, which they'll now probably ruin in the sequel.
Oh,
because now they'll get their grimy hands all over the
whatever
script and the screenplay and how we're gonna market it, and all that kind of stuff.
Make her like a typical actress.
And I thought Wonder Woman did a good job of like, yeah, it was kind of gloomy at times. You know, it was World War One.
Yeah, we're in a war.
It was in a war, and they did a good job of portraying how like being out there on the front lines, how grim it was. But then at the same time, there was like heart in that movie. There was hope in that movie, as a superhero movie should give you. The point of superhero movies, like, and superheroes in general, is to like inspire.
Yeah.
And like, that's like, you can have it be dark and realistic, but like at the end of the day, like, people like superheroes because they inspire them and they make them want to be better.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's totally missing from most of these DC movies.
I was just gonna say, like, I'm not getting that out
Right.
of these movies.
Right.
Like, if anything, I'm not getting anything out of these movies. Other than, like, I wasted my time.
Right.
Like, that's a main thing, is like, I have the uncut version, DVD, like Blu-ray, whatever.
Yeah.
But I just can't bring myself to watch it.
Right.
Because I feel like I'm gonna waste 3 hours.
Right.
3 hours of my time. And at the end, feel like every other DC movie that I've seen recent.
Oh, and
I'm just like, meh.
they're never movies you want to just throw on. Like, for example, the other day my Wi-Fi was down in the storm. I was like, I got no Wi-Fi, can't watch Netflix. I'll throw on Black Panther.
Yeah.
And I just watched it and I enjoyed it. You know, and like Marvel movies are that. Like, I've thrown on Homecoming so many times. Guardians of the Galaxy so many times. I'm never like, I'm going to throw on Man of Steel.
Yeah, and sit here for 4 hours. While literal pieces of my life are shaved off of my time clock. Yeah, no, it's just like, I don't know. Like, I have them. I don't want to watch them. And I'm like, why did I buy them? Because they were $3.99 on Black Friday.
Yeah.
That's why I bought them.
Yep.
With the intent at some point.
Yeah. But yeah, speaking of dark and grim, so we were talking about, so there's also this, they're starting their DC Universe streaming service, which is interesting. Do you happen to remember what the price was, or should I look it up?
I think someone told me it was $80 for the year. I want to say.
Let's see. 75.
75.
So what's kind of cool about it is like you get like all the shows, all the cartoons, all the movies. For comic book fans, you get all the comics, which is pretty cool. They are going to be doing original content as well, and like that reminded me, like, we're talking dark, that Titans trailer. Did you see that? For like, it's the dark, gritty Teen Titans. Oh god, it's so ridiculous.
Yeah, it's.
But out of pure curiosity, I feel like it would be fun to be able to review that show.
Yeah. I feel like it would probably be good.
So we've been mulling over the idea of if we want to go halvesies on this DC universe.
What was that? Like I'm thinking about it, it's like, what am I really getting with it? I was like, I've already seen, like...
Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah.
That's like what I would be most excited about.
That's because that was the one thing I can think of off the top of my head that was great.
Yeah.
Everything else, I'm just like, yeah.
And I suppose like all the other Batman movies.
Supposedly there's like merchandise that's
Justice
exclusive
League
to the streaming service.
Yeah, like the Justice League shows. And they're working on other original series and stuff. I don't know. It'd be interesting to try out.
I think Arrow was good.
Well, yeah, those CW shows do pretty well, and people enjoy them.
If it was on, like if Gotham was on there, then I'd be way more inclined to do it.
It might be.
But the guy I was talking to said that it's still on Netflix because it hasn't ended yet. So whoever is making it, Fox, still has the rights to it until it's officially done filming.
I'm gonna pull up a list of what they will have now.
Because I liked Gotham. I just haven't kept up with it.
Yeah.
One day, I'll get caught up. I think they're on season 4 now.
Yeah, I think so.
Down to it. Jeez.
Well, there's gonna be an animated Harley Quinn show that's new.
Oh man, sign me up.
Yeah, so Batman the animated series would be pretty cool to be able to watch again. The original Superman films, the Dark Knight films, the old time, like the Flash 1990 series, Justice League, League of Superheroes, Lois and Clark.
Supergirl.
Including films from the DC animated... Oh, yeah, so anything they turned into animated films. And has, like, Batman Year Zero, Batman vs. Robin.
Killing Joke.
I'm sure the Killing Joke. Yeah, and then you'd be able to get all the comics and stuff like that. I mean, for a fan, if you're really into it. And if you do read all the comics, it will save you a lot of money.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, I feel like it's one of those things where I feel like it's for, like, super fans.
Yeah.
Like, shows from the 90s. Like, I'm not really going to watch those.
Right.
The original Supermans, I may watch, like, once.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm not going to sit there and watch it 80 times.
Well, 75 for the year is pretty steep.
Yeah.
For what it is. For something so specific.
Right, so niche.
That, like, that's what you're getting. You're getting the DC stuff. Like, 75 for the year is pretty high.
Yeah, exactly.
If it was cheaper, I'd have an easier time being like, okay.
It's like $50.
Yeah.
For the year. Then I'd be okay. But yeah, I mean, the guy I was talking to was wearing a Nightwing shirt, hat, and had a Nightwing wallet.
So he's all about it.
So he's all about DC.
Yeah.
And he was of the age to where he was probably watching those shows in the 90s and, like, understanding what was happening.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, you and I, like, I'm not gonna know Flash and then, like...
Well, I watched the cartoon.
Oh, I thought that was, like, a live show.
Well, yeah, that's the live action from 1990.
Yeah, I would never watch it. Like, the animated stuff, yes.
Yeah.
Like, Flash from the 90s, I'm not gonna watch that and probably care. I don't know. It's one of those things where, like, if I'm paying for it, I'm gonna watch it.
Right.
But it's not enticing me to want to get it.
Right. It's a little steep.
Yeah.
I think that's my problem with it.
Well, considering I got the the Dark Knight series for $15, and then I got Batman vs Superman for $3 on Black Friday.
That's true. I did just get the Dark Knight Blu-ray collection for like super cheap.
You know, it's one of those things where it's like I have most of that.
Yeah.
Like what's like when your DVDs are on sale on Black Friday for $3 or $4, like it's hard to ask me for $75-$80 for a year.
Yeah.
To continue to have the ability to watch it. It's like, well, I'll just buy the DVD for $10.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Because this year, I imagine it'll probably be all of them would be $3.
I wonder if... I was going to say, I wonder if Marvel will do the same thing, but no, Disney's doing it.
That one I'll definitely do.
Yeah.
Because that's like everything Disney.
Right. That's
you
the thing.
Star Wars, you get Marvel.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a ton of stuff. Rumor had it that they even are going to have the original Disney Channel movies on it.
It would make sense.
If they had that, I'd totally get it.
Yeah, I mean, they have to fill it with content.
Mm-hmm.
So it would make sense.
That they have, like the Disney one would definitely be worth it. If they did like a Fox DC one or whatever, like that one would be good.
Yeah. Didn't Disney buy Fox?
I don't know, did that actually go through yet?
Yeah.
It did?
Yeah.
So
they'll probably throw that stuff on the Disney streaming service. What they are going to do is screw over Netflix. Because that's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, Netflix is now not
It's no longer going to be on Netflix. Because even then, the Marvel movies pop up on Netflix, but they are very, like, for a brief period of time.
Yeah,
a few months.
Yeah, they're up, they're down. They're up, they're down.
Yeah.
I don't know, what's interesting about that is, like, so Netflix has some good originals, and they have some other stuff, like they have The Office, and Arrested Development is now Netflix. Like, they have some stuff that's, like, good, but it's, like, what is it up to now? $15 a month or something? $12?
I think it's $11.99, yeah.
$11.99. It's like, I wonder if it's going to be, like, what did they raise it from, $8.99?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, I was getting Marvel, I was getting some of the Star Wars, like I was getting that, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, at that point, they're going to be like, we're going to ask you guys to pay the same, but take away a lot.
Right.
And then you're left with, House of Cards, The Office.
Well, at this rate, with the amount of time I spend just rewatching The Office, I should just buy the series on DVD and get rid of my Netflix account.
You probably could. Especially if Disney does this.
I spend so much time just rewatching The Office on Netflix. Especially since they took down How I Met Your Mother, because that was another show.
That's not on there anymore?
They took it down, yeah. Hulu,
oh my God.
Hulu has it. And Hulu has Seinfeld, too.
Hulu has a lot.
Yeah, and Rick and Morty.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, Hulu also
and 24
instantly.
Netflix lost 24. Hulu got it. Like a lot of my favorite shows.
Hulu's the way to go. Especially if the Spotify thing that people are telling me is true, like, because I already pay for
that's
Spotify.
right. Yeah.
If I get Hulu at Spotify, I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, you should just
die.
see if you have a Hulu account.
Yeah, I definitely will. Because that's the thing is like, if this Disney thing happens, I'm just gonna go with Hulu.
Right.
Like realistically.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah. Netflix is already kind of slim pickings, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm back into. I'm rewatching Breaking Bad. This is my second time watching the show.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure after I was in the middle of rewatching The Office yet again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really should just get that.
Yeah, realistically.
Probably get it on eBay.
Well, as soon as you add Solo or Seinfeld into the watchability, I'm already kind of on it.
Yeah.
As we digress.
Yeah. What else does Hulu have? Brooklyn Nine-Nine. That's a big show right now.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of that.
Well, they
have The Simpsons.
No way.
That's what it says.
That's nuts.
Yeah. Why is Hulu getting way better stuff?
Maybe because people, I don't know. Which is weird because I feel like Netflix is bigger.
Yeah.
But here we are.
Wow, and Hulu starts at $5.99 a month. Now, that's probably the one where like you have to watch like commercials, but it's not like a lot.
Like I care.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'd watch like 6 commercials if it meant that I can watch Seinfeld.
I can watch all of Seinfeld, yeah.
Even though, what's our premium one? Probably the same price as Netflix.
Yeah. I would imagine.
Because I mean, a $7 increase is a good chunk more than a base thing. Yeah, and the Hulu updates, I think, like 24 to 48 hours after an episode airs.
It's $7.99.
For the premium one?
Yeah.
Are you serious? No.
Now the price is a flat $7.99 per month for its base content.
No way. The extended content is...
Oh, the no commercials plan is $11.99.
So same price?
Yeah.
Wow. That'd be the way to go.
Yeah.
$11.99 for so much more stuff.
Oh, they have How I Met Your Mother.
Do they?
Yeah.
And Hulu, I've never really seen take anything down.
Yeah, not really. I know they've had Seinfeld for... I know they cut like a pretty big deal for that. I remember hearing about that. Where's Seinfeld going to end up, on Netflix or Hulu?
Yeah.
But yeah, they don't seem to ever really lose anything, where Netflix it's like a revolving door for whatever reason.
I feel like a lot of the time, like when I want to watch a show, like recently I wanted to find one episode of Catfish from like 6 seasons ago.
Yeah.
And the only place that had it was Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
And granted, my fiance's sister has a Hulu account.
Yeah.
So I watched it on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those things. I feel like Hulu has a lot of stuff all the time.
Yeah, you got to see if you have it.
Yeah.
Because you pay for Spotify.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if that Disney thing like happens and it's cheap, you can use my Hulu. I'll use your Disney thing if you do that and drop Netflix.
Right.
Because that's the thing is like Netflix, like there's no originals right now, at least off the top of my head, that I want to watch.
Yeah.
You know
I mean, I've been keeping up with Orange is the New Black, though I haven't watched the new season yet. I'll watch the new season of House of Cards just because for the sake of completing it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, I don't really keep up with their other originals, though I've heard that some are pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Especially since most of our interests are through Disney anyway at this point.
At this point. Well, yeah, I mean, to have the access to, like, all the Marvel movies, all the Star Wars stuff, the shows.
All the Disney movies in general. Like all the stuff I didn't see, like...
Yeah.
What was that one with Oprah that just came out? A Wrinkle in Time?
Oh, yeah, I heard that wasn't good.
Yeah, no.
But I'd still be able to watch. Yeah.
And then when all the avatars start coming out...
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be nutty if they do this. Yeah, that's gonna be crazy. If
I wonder what that'll cost.
I don't know. If everybody else is $11.99, I'd think like $14.99, $15.99 maybe.
Ugh, I don't think so.
No?
They still gotta compete. They can't come in that high.
Well, it's kind of like with what Jay-Z has his own streaming service now, so like a lot of his shit isn't on anything anymore. Right. Some people are paying for his service just to get him.
Nah, it ends up.
Disney takes off everything from everybody.
He waits a week and then he puts it on Apple.
No, does he?
Yeah. Tidal doesn't do well.
No. I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it really depends if Disney wants to be like, we own everything.
We have it, and if they're gonna be like, everything's on here, like you can watch whatever.
Yeah, it's like we have Marvel, we have Star Wars, we now have Fox. Like, if you guys want to watch any of that, $50 a month now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could see them coming in a little lower and then gradually moving it up.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we're going to add this, this, and this.
Because you still want to be like, you still want to get people to sign up.
Right.
But yeah.
I'd watch it for, or I'd pay for it for, what's that one? The one where the kid's a mermaid. 13th Year. That Disney Channel movie.
I don't remember that one. For some reason, I started thinking of Luck of the Irish.
Oh, that was another good one.
That was a good one.
There's so many of those that I wish still were on.
See, Disney Channel original movies back then were actually pretty good.
They were good, and they were well done.
Yeah.
Like, they weren't, like, crappy looking.
Yeah.
The Halloween time was the best.
Yeah.
Because you had all the Halloween towns. You had 4 of them.
Right.
I always liked that one where the kid's a vampire in Ireland or something in that big house. There's that monster, like the vampire hunter after him. They were just, like, Hocus Pocus. Like, there were so many Disney Channel movies from Halloween time that, like, were great.
Yeah.
So many.
I'm looking up a list of these now. Yeah, there it is, 13th Year. Xenon movies.
There's a lot of them, too. There's 3 or 4 of those.
Remember Cadet Kelly?
Yeah.
I liked that one.
That was a good one. I like the Smart House one. That one was always good.
Yeah.
Especially now since that's, like, happening nowadays. Turn on the lights.
Wow, they would crank these out.
Yeah.
They came out with, like, 8 in 1999.
Yeah.
And they would just go up from there.
Remember that movie Brink?
No.
With the skate... Was it Brink, I think? It had a... It was like the roller skate team. That was like a late 90s one. That was a good one. There's another one called Suds, I think.
Yeah.
Good times. Oh, man. If we could just go back to like the late 90s, early 2000s.
Quality content.
It was. It was all quality stuff. Lord of the Rings.
Oh, yeah.
Like real Lord of the Rings. Not CGI crap.
Right, like it actually happened.
Yeah, like it was. Those were people.
Those were documentaries.
In armor. Yeah, those were actual documentaries.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was like...
Harry Potter's.
Right, when they came back around like and did the Hobbits, like it was just like,
it was
wow,
not the same.
I'm still tired from the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I'm still tired from dressing hundreds of thousands of people to be these orcs.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's like, you know, those movies were like, they did a really good job of mixing CGI with real stuff. Mm-hmm. That's the best. The best looking movies are the ones that mix the two.
Yeah.
So you have like part CGI, you have part like animatronics or real people or whatever. Jurassic Park did a good job with it, where you'd have like a real, like they'd have an animatronic head of a dinosaur, and then when it walked away, that was CGI. But like the mix, like you didn't really notice. Like Jurassic Park still looks amazing.
Right.
To this day. Like, why does the original Jurassic Park look better than Jurassic World?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
It's really strange.
Yeah, it's quite the time we're in where, like, I feel like a lot of it's, like, just having big budgets. Yeah. If a movie has a big budget, everybody's like, oh my god, it's got to be good. And it's like 3/4 of the budget is for CGI.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, they could do a movie for half that back then and have it look way more real.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, when you had, like, all those Uruk-hai at Helm's Deep, like, you could really tell, like, because the front line is all real people.
Right, because, like, the main part that you're looking at is real.
Exactly.
And then everything else is filled in.
It's, like, augmented to it.
Right.
It's added on, yeah.
So it just, like, it melds well together.
Like, when you would, like, see real people and then the giant trolls, it's like the trolls are CGI, but the people are so real looking that it kind of matches.
Well, then even if you look at, like, I saw, like, a video going around of, like, the paintings they used to use for the original Star Wars trilogy. Mm-hmm. A lot of those big, cuts of the Death Star, or like they show like when the Emperor arrives in Return of the Jedi on the Death Star. Like those are like all these things are just paintings, like just really meticulous paintings.
Really well done.
Yeah,
and like same thing, like all the stuff, like all the miniature models they made, everything like that. Like it's just a completely different time when people cared about movies.
Right.
Now people are trying to get too artsy with it. They're trying to get too in depth, It's like just make me a movie.
Yeah.
You know, give me a story, give me some good graphic, like effects.
Yeah.
And I'll be happy.
What's the thing? Like effects don't have to be amazing, like to make a good movie. Like if you look at Black Panther, I feel like they didn't think it was going to do as well as it did, and they were putting all their money in Infinity War. Mm-hmm. So like the CGI for Black Panther looks pretty dated. Mm-hmm. But like the movie's so good that doesn't matter.
Yeah, like it's just a good
It's
movie.
A good story, and there's good characters that you care about.
Exactly.
And
they
that,
just did that.
To bring it full circle, I mean, the problem with these DCEU movies, they don't give you any time to care about the characters.
Yeah.
You're brought into Batman v Superman, of a grizzled Batman who's been around for decades, but we've never seen him till now.
Exactly.
Like, why do we care about his fight with Superman?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, and like that's what I'm saying. Like those movies, like you can tell, like we were saying, it's just scene. Like there's no like mesh to where it's just a movie.
Right.
It's just a compilation of. It's a screen compilation.
Yeah.
Like that's all it is.
Yeah.
You're showing me scenes that create a loose timeline of this event.
Yeah.
Okay, and now we're getting Aquaman. Now we're getting Cyborg. Now we're fighting reincarnated Superman or whatever. And now you know what I mean? It's like that's it.
Yeah.
We're being shown major events in this loose timeline.
Right.
That is the DCU at this point.
Yeah.
And I don't enjoy it. And I probably never will.
So we have Aquaman to look forward to.
Yeah.
Shazam, which I'm curious about.
Yeah, curious.
I like the trailer.
Yeah. I don't want to pay for it, so that hopefully it'll be a movie pass.
I'd love for Wonder Woman 2 to be good.
Mm-hmm.
I do have my fears.
Yes. Don't we all?
But, yeah. So,
yeah, keep an eye out. We'll
all that
stuff.
stands to say, I don't think they fired Henry Cavill.
yeah, needless to say.
I think that was all BS.
Yeah. They're just trying to see what would happen if they
They're like, does anyone care? And like, yeah, people do. People want a good Superman movie.
Yeah. I think it's about time.
Give it to them.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we've had our Batman.
They're like, we'll take your guy. Give us a good movie.
Yeah, he's okay as Superman.
Yeah.
Just give him an opportunity to be Superman.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it for us, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll have more of these coming out, I'm sure.
Yes.
As we swiftly approach the movies.
Yes.
So once again, I'm Brooks.
I'm Joe.
And this has been another episode of Cantina Reviews Barside Chats.